the great self-winding jig. I got it taped on there. I got the initial wire taped, and you're supposed to do better. See, this is the initial wire here. Initial wire. Oh, that light went off. Hold on there. Let me get that light there. Okay, here. This is the initial wire, and I got it taped on there when you're starting it and everything. So you'll forgive me, it came off. But anyway, why do you need? Cause the secret, other than selling all these neat little new things to make electricity, is getting lots of electricity in one place with a perfect coil that you can have together. Now, as you can see, when I turn this self-winding jig, it'll go around there, and the thing goes on there like this. Okay, there you go, and it turns that other piece, and there's a little rubber band, not a rubber band, but a rubber thing, and it makes real nice, perfect coils every time. Okay, now the point of this coil is when it rolls around, it will make exactly 9 and only 9. Let me show you that. Let me see if I can't get a better look at that. 9 and only 9 turns. That's because this gear is connected to here, and I've got this gear, this big metal gear at smallparts.com. It's reasonably priced, connected to another gear through screws that I drilled in there, and that's just to get the hole centered, you know. And then I got a little piece of wood, and then I got this Allen head, real small Allen head because it's real strong, and a piece of galvanized metal, and I put a hole in there, and it's just off the center of the rod, going through this gear here. Let me show you the rod there. Let me show you the rod. See the rod there? That's going under, and I got it goes all the way down there, and you can see that now this is what keeps the rod from going back up. I need to put this is a collar. Let me show you what a collar is. This is called a collar. Looks like a thing you get in a rector set, you know, a collar. And this is a big old collar. That's a small one. I need to move it up and it is. I made my own little thing to hold a bearing. Just a piece of wood with drill in it, real nice. And this is a bearing here. This is a bearing with a lip. Okay, and that's what I got in there. And then I got a bearing in here, and that one. See that piece of wood there? See that piece of wood? That one right? Hold on. Look, there's a bearing there, and then there's a bearing over here on this rod with another collar. Now I just put a gear on there so I can turn with my hand. And there's a bearing over here with another collar, and there's a bearing in that little plastic piece. That's plastic instead of wood. And hold it real nice. And there's a bearing there's a bearing inside the wood there. And there it is. But I always try to use the same size bearings, collars, and gear inner diameter 1/4 of an inch, because it's easy to remember. And this is the secret. This is a bevel gear. Okay? When a bevel gear turns with this pulley and this rubber thing you can get on like car.com thing, or you can hunt around, find a reasonably priced pulley rubber thing for your pulley here and pulley there. And I got one pulley. Now, I made the pulleys myself. That is, I didn't make this one, but this one I made myself, and I screwed on the real pulley to the plastic pulley I made myself, and I put a little file in there to get nice and 9 turns only. That goes 9 times around. And it turns this 9 spins, okay? And you can work out the math. If this turns so many, and that turns so many, which turns this is so many, then that will turn so many for whatever amount of winds that you want on your coil. And of course, I'll show you just off the center rod. Okay, and there you go. That's a secret, though, of this machine. It's just called a bevel gear. Let me show you what a bevel gear looks like. This is called a bevel gear. See? And you got to get 2 to match, because you buy one, it doesn't match. They always sell them in a matching pair. Bevel gear. And this is a rod 1/4 with the coupler that is a coupler bolt. That's called a coupler bolt to couple this on there. That's just a rod, and that is just a piece of aluminum I found. That's your wire. It's real thick to handle a lot of amps. And let me show you the bottom of this if I can get it down there so you can see. Ooh, there's a magnifying glass. Ooh, baby. Let me get it. Gonna fall and break. There's the bottom side. See that? I got another collar and bearing inside there. I like to keep them 1/4 so I remember things. And now this is just aluminum rod, and I put a little hole down the center with a cheap thing. And see there? See how I did that? And it goes to this, which is just off center. See? Now as this turns around, I'll do it without the stuff. See? As I have to turn it around, it goes in and out like a steam engine. And it has a little, let me see if I can show you that. A little hole there, very little hole. Where is that thing? Very little hole that goes back and, oh, I can't even get it. Yeah, back and forth. There, see it moving? Now watch, it'll move. It'll move out in a second. See it moving now? I got it so it's not actually spinning, but it's just, but the little rod is going in real slow. Now watch the rod. It'll come right out as it turns. Okay? And it'll always be 9 or whatever. On this one, 9 spins. Now they may over 9 spins for each direction, and only 9. The point of a perfect self-adjusting jig is that you have only specifically exactly 9, 10, 11, 12, or a bunch of coil things. Perfect each time, same amount. Now this overlaps a little bit when I get there, but the point is, in electricity, it can overlap just so long as the exact same number. Again, you can get these bearings at a place called Smart Parts. Collars, you get at car, and bevel gears you get at car or Small Parts. And these gears, okay, that's 1/4, and 1/4 distance for the chain. This is 1/4 chain for your chain that connects it. Okay, and now when you're adding your electricity on your coils, don't you can take cotton and steel wool, which I have right there. See that layer of cotton and steel wool over there? I'll throw. Here's a gear. Okay, here's a gear train thing, and you add them all together with your cotton. I threw it right on the cotton steel wool. See there? That little layer, little thin layers. That's real big, but you make it real thin, and then it adjusts the absolute sine wave on your cheapo oscope on your computer, cheapo oscope on your computer, to make a real nice sine wave that overlaps for each generator that you build. Now, if the sine wave's off, which it might be a little bit, add a few layers wherever it goes off. this part myself, but you add a few layers. Theoretically, that cottonseed wool will soak up some of that electricity coming from the coils, so that the sine wave is perfectly matched over the other coils, which are the same. Hence, you can add up kilovolts and just use with kilovolts your regulator, cheapo regulator circuit, and run your air conditioner, okay, with a regulator circuit that you find on the internet. And a regulator, not those expensive capacitors. Those things are so expensive, it's not worth it. I just use a regulator chip, and there's a bunch of them on there. Okay, well, I hope you have a lot of fun. Now, this is really the secret, though. After you got all them things to make electricity, you want to add up electricity perfectly, cheaply. Now, it's going to take perfectly cheaply, with precision. It's going to take a few weeks to build, but it's highly worth it to get mega kilowatts out of your home electricity making thing. Okay, signing off. I hope you like this thing. I got a real high voice, but I'm not a girl. I'm a guy. All right. All right. I'll be the Zane. And this I say in the name of slow sticker cars, part-time jobs for managers and crew, the box, as well as future constant assembly detection unit, and say all these things over the phone and at work when you come in, or something like a greeting. And I've been doing this for 8 years. And it's going to be a great old world. Praise God Almighty. No freaky geeky for the G word. You can also say, praise the genius in charge. And just keep on trucking there. Make things from scratch. Love your neighbor. Forgive. Fight psychic war. Bye-bye.